The following presentation is for mature audiences only.
Who are you?
He's a fine man.
All hell is broken loose.
He's a great broadcaster.
He's a very powerful guy. Absolutely brilliant.
Feared by men, adored by women.
He's a smart boy.
It's patriotic.
It's no big deal.
It's the end of the world.
I might as well tell you now. He's a monkey.
And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome in to another edition of The Wild Side with Eric Clark. I am Eric Clark saying thank you very much for taking time out of your day to give this video a watch. If you like it, like it. If you think other people are going to like it, give it a share. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. That way, if you have a tune you want me to check out, a video you want me to check out, leave it in the comment section below. And I appreciate everybody with their comments, criticisms, critiques, and suggestions. So I try to take them all into account when moving forward and building my channel. I do listen to people. I do write everything down in my handy-dandy notebook. Whether or not I get to it when you want me to, I'm trying is all I can say. So I have made a few adjustments to the format of the channel, and I appreciate your patience with that. Some of the suggestions and some of the changes may stick around. Some of them may not. Just depends on how it feels for me to do. If it doesn't feel if it doesn't feel natural for me to do, I'm not going to push that because then I'm going to come off as fake. Make sure you're subscribed to my social media as well if we're linked up on social media. That way you have a more direct line of communication with me. Today, it's a miserable day here in Nashville. It's, as we say, sloppier than grandma kisses. I knew someone who used to say, weather like this is only good for two things, and I'm not very good at playing cards. So you hang out with some dirty old Southern guys now and again. So it's a miserable day, so I thought that it would be a great day to brighten it up with some really good metal. And today, this is, again, every comment section, I'm getting hit for this song. Every comment section. I'm getting hit on comment sections. I'm getting hit with DMs. I'm getting hit with emails because I put my email address on my profile. So it is one of the most suggested songs that I check out, and it goes back to my first Nightwish video, and that's where it started because I was talking about the drummer, and I just couldn't get over it. So everybody said, "Oh, you got to check out this guy Kai." So then I saw him with Nightwish, and then of course since then it's getting even heavier that I check out Wintersun, which is a project with Yari. I'm not going to even try this guy's last name, and I don't even think I'm getting the first name right. But it started as a project with a gentleman by the name of Yari, and he brought in Kai, and then there's a gentleman named Timu and a Sim. I hope I'm getting the names right. And today we're going to check out a song called Sons of Winter and Stars, and this is from an album called Time One. And if I'm not mistaken, this album, I don't think it had a problem with the recording, meaning bringing in the musicians. I think that the creating of the record was quite tumultuous. So there's a lot of emotion behind the release of this record. And I'm looking forward to it because, again, everybody keeps talking about Kai. So I'm looking forward to Wintersun. This is Sons of Winter and Stars. Let's check it out. And I know that it's a concept album. They're both concept albums. I know that. We'll get to that. Nice channels. Nice bass shaking. disgusting. Yes. But wait, there's more.
I'm wondering now, where will you take me? From the rise and the light comes alive. Into the mountains high we set our way. Will we find our way in this long winter night? I see the light of fading sun and rising mountains, and I finally feel that I found my home. But oh, it feels so cold when my dreams wither in fragments of time, revealing that this land will die. Falling snow, so soft and cold, down, cast down, so weak, frozen lake, the dancing spirit calling me to join in the cosmic train. The silence is telling me now. We are the stars, so winter and stars. We've come from afar beyond time. Forever the fire burns in our hearts. Our world shall never die. With the arms of the wind we ride till dawn, as the waves of the ocean cry so strong. We wander in the stars until we're gone. Our fate is sealed by eternal sun. So
I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way after that, but all right, let's try to pick this apart, shall we? Very complicated what I just saw. Very complicated. That was incredible. That was an incredible 14 minutes. 13:42. That was incredible. That was reminiscent of something like Dogs by Pink Floyd, where you don't realize how long the song is. That's just, let's just go with the length of time of that song. There were two moments in that song where I was completely lost in what I was doing here. I was completely taken in by the driving theme of that song, without a doubt. Absolutely incredible. The vocalist Yari, his ability to change that register while maintaining what I always talk about with that thickness is indicative of one very important thing. They're using Shure SM7B microphones. It's one step up from what I'm using. There's no mistakes with those. You can't make mistakes with those. They pick up everything. Dynamic mics, they will pick that up. And I know that they're using processing, and I understand that there's some processing going on. But his vocals, you can tell he has control. He's not pushing, he's not straining. It is a natural flow for Yari, and it's just a brilliant sound that he's able to match with the second thing I want to talk about, that driving riff. Wow, what a fantastic riff. It's so good. The riff in this song, there's a few of them. The riffs in this song are so good that you don't get worn out by them. They're able to change them enough and go from one to the other, and even a couple of time signature changes in there. And I think there was a polyrhythmic moment in there as well. So almost like two riffs were playing at the same time. Just absolutely incredible that they're able to do that. So between the control of the microphone, and again, you can't hide with a Shure. It's like running an RE320 or an RE27. You can't really hide there. It's going to pick up any flaws or deficiencies you have in your vocals. So the fact that he sounded that good tells me that's live. That's him singing that. If the only difference between that and a festival would be the crowd. He's going to sound that way. And I know that there are a lot of people that get upset, and this is a progressive band. This is a very progressive band. So while I'm hearing the Avenged Sevenfold, I'm hearing, and this is where I laughed, I actually heard Chevelle in there. For those that think, if someone were to argue with me about the mainstream ability of Wintersun in a 13-minute song, I would say auditory-wise, you've got Chevelle, epicness and speed through which you get through that song. I liken it to a Pink Floyd, to an Ozzy tune or a Metallica tune, Master of Puppets. You're not concerned that it's 8 minutes, because by the time the song is over, you were so caught up in that song. I was so caught up in the song that the time frame didn't matter. And when it got to the end, it's like that Netflix joke. You're like, oh, that's it. Luckily, that's not it. This is a concept record with a second one to follow, time 1, time 2. And again, it is Kai, Yari, Timu, and Asim. And the work that they've put into this, the musicianship that they put into it, is obviously top-notch. Again, I say obviously because when you're watching them play this song, there's no... I'm not saying it's effortless. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you pay attention, if you watch closely, you can tell that these movements, these progressions, these changes, everything that's happening in this song, and that's what I love about progressive rock, going all the way back to Jethro Tull or Pink Floyd, is that everything is purposeful. Everything has a meaning and everything has a point. Similar to Steely Dan in its construction, and the joke we say is there are no dick jokes in Steely Dan songs, right? They're very good. They're very cerebral. This is very cerebral progressive metal. And again, it's coming out of Helsinki. It's just absolutely an incredible piece of music, an incredible song. Again, I put it up there with, as far as listenability goes for its length, I put it in there with the entire Pink Floyd Animals album, because there's only 5 songs and 2 of them are the same. But anyway, so I can handle this at that length. That's fine with me, because it took me to places where music is supposed to take you. So let's get to this final piece, which is Kai. Again, everybody was telling me, you got to see this video. You have to see him play. And I know that in previous videos, I've even compared and said, well, he's more Neil Peart, whereas the other drummer, Yuka, for Wintersun was more John Bonham, or Ginger Baker. I'm going to be honest with you. There was a moment in this song that was straight up Achilles' Last Stand. The intensity of the speed. If you ever want a great example of how good John Bonham really was, listen to Achilles' Last Stand and listen to the song. And that's what I loved about the drumming in this, is even though he was killing it and hammering it, and that pneumatic, that I described earlier in another video, this is a pneumatic hammer. He's not a guy swinging a sledge. He's a machine pounding it in, hitting it perfect every time. But yet in this song, what I saw was that animal coming out in him. I saw Kai turn himself over to the inner caveman. He was definitely, again, channeling. I heard this epicness in that drumming in the second half of the song that reminded me a lot of Achilles' Last Stand. And when I say remind, I don't mean it sounds like or it's as good as. What I'm saying is that is an incredible piece of drumming that only that guy can do. You're not going to do that. Again, Kai reminds me of a guy I play golf with. A guy I play golf with is just stupid good. He's just stupid good, man. And I've tried to explain it to people, and golf is one of those games, as is music, where if someone does it, even at a very low amateur level, they have an overinflated sense of value of their own abilities. So, you got to see this band's the greatest band ever. And then you go to the show and you're like, oh, that was horrible. And same thing with golf. You guys, I'm really good. And then you take them out and it's not so much. But my buddy is similar to this, where if you're an aspiring drummer, it's like, really, man, that's the bar? That's the bar I got to keep up with? And I wrote down a time. I wanted to go back to this time where is it? 4:34. I think I wrote it down. So here's this part in the song where I think he's double rolling, but the look on his face, I swear, dude, he's just sitting there. He's hitting that roll. Doesn't even look like it. He doesn't even look like he's rolling that. And the other was at 3:30, I think. I pulled it back to. Yeah. See that? It's real subtle. If you're not paying attention, it's really hard to see, but it's super subtle. That roll, you're hearing a roll, and normally when a guy is doing a double roll like that, you can see that he's doing it from the waist down. Even if you can't see his legs, you can tell he's double rolling. Watch. Just sitting there. Just absolutely effortless, absolute extension of who Kai is as a human being. Without a doubt, that guy and his drum kit are the same thing. He's like a transformer of skin beating. It's just absolutely incredible. And I picked up on something else too, and this is my last point. I picked up on something that I noticed in the previous Wintersun video I did, but I didn't bring it up because I wasn't sure. But then I saw it here. And I'm not a drummer. I'm not a musician. I know that Yari is the constructor of all of this. And speaking of which, well-constructed tune. But there were a couple of shots I saw of Kai where, and again, I could be completely wrong. I could be misreading it. I could be misinterpreting it. But I've seen it twice now. I've picked up on the same thing. When you watch him play, he's ahead of everyone. If that makes sense. He's already going somewhere when he's hitting one drum. And this is something that Danny Carey I've picked up on, and other drummers of another world, is I know that the guitar and the vocals and everybody, you can argue about the leader of the band, but what I noticed about Kai is that he takes over and he takes control of the song in a very subtle way, almost like dancing, in that he's not really shoving you around, but you can just tell by subtle movements and subtle hand positions that you're to go in these directions. That's how good dancers lead. You can't even tell. You're just kind of floating with them out on the dance floor is how it's supposed to be done. And I see him doing that with his bands that so far what I've seen. And again, I could be misreading this. I don't know. But there was a couple of shots in there where I could see he was not telegraphing, but I could tell he was already off. He was already going forward. So that type of drumming, I'm not saying that the band now has to keep up with you. That's not my point. My point is, in the Army, we used to say, make a command decision, stick with it even if it doesn't turn out well. Make a command decision. And that's what he's doing with his drums. He is commanding the song with his drumming. So when you're watching him play, and again, I've picked up on it twice, I'm noticing that he's not ahead in a bad way. He's already, it's real subtle, man. I really hope I'm getting this right, and I really hope that I'm explaining this the right way. It's real subtle stuff, but it shows me what kind of human being is behind that drum kit. Just, again, otherworldly, top 5 drummers out there has to be. Excuse me. I mean, I'm trying to think of other drummers I could think of that would be in that same level of accuracy, proficiency, command of the entire mood of the song. So again, it's hard to describe, and maybe I'm not getting it right, man, but that's what I was watching. I was watching a drummer who was driving everyone around him to be that perfect. It's just, again, Finland and Denmark and all these countries are just cranking out these musicians, and they are getting cranked out here in the U.S. It's just a different kind of a landscape. So I'm glad I got to see that. I am going to get deeper into this record because I do love concept albums. I was getting a real good, early Jethro Tull, kind of vibe out of it. So I do want to check it out. And I don't want to say this is progressive or progressive rock or metal or anything like that. I just think it's a new sound. And I know there's a subsequent record. So I'm looking forward to getting deeper into it. And I know it's an older track from an older record, but it's new to me. So I can't wait to kind of check it out. So thank you again for suggesting it. I appreciate it greatly. If you have a suggestion, make sure you leave it for me below, and I'll try to get to it, and I'll put it in my handy-dandy notebook and just start cranking them out. Again, thank you very much for taking your time out to give this a watch and a listen. If you like it, like it. If you think other people are going to like it, give it a share. You can follow me on all of my social media. The links are down below. The links for the band are going to be down below. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Look out for each other. Look out for your neighbor. Do one good thing a day. I'm Eric Clark, and this has been The Wild Side.